I'm so honored and so pleased. My special guest that I get a chance to chat with is a man that I've followed for so many years and a huge fan, Mr. Barry Manilow. And Barry, good morning.
So you're the one fan.
I'm the
following
one.
Me.
I'm the guy. Well, I saw you here. I mean, you've toured forever, and you were here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, at the Van Andel Arena, and I think you've been here maybe a couple of times, but I saw one of the concerts, and it was just a killer concert. You're just the consummate professional and entertainer, and I think that's what has carried you all these years. I mean, you're in your sixth decade of entertaining the world.
I think you're right. As live performances can carry a young person's career. That's what I think everybody is discovering. If you can entertain an audience, then they'll come back, and then I think you've got a good chance of having a long career. And a lot of people don't do it and don't know how to do it, and a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And I just was one of the lucky guys who figured out how to entertain an audience. And it was such a surprise to me because I never started off wanting to be an entertainer.
Really?
Not even a singer. I was going to be an arranger, a musician. That was it. And they say that they call it your chosen career. Well, my career chose me, and I wound up on a stage entertaining audiences, and I don't know how I did that without any experience. And yet the audiences they had a great time.
It was easier to hide behind in a little bit. I mean, an arranger and composer, and not have to face the loud crowds and the people staring at you, and are they going to love me or not? And yet you were an pretty much immediate hit.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it was the first show that I did back in 1821, which was in Boston, and I was terrible. I was just terrible. I was okay sitting at the piano as a musician, but when I had to get up and entertain and talk to the audience and sing, I mean, I just didn't know what I was doing up there. But the audiences didn't agree. From the very beginning, they liked what they saw. They were saying, keep going. We know you don't know what you're doing, but there's something going on that we like. And from that moment on, they allowed me to learn on the job training. I'll always be grateful to these strangers out there cheering me on night after night.
Amazing story, because your story with your arranging, and of course everyone knows the commercials you did, and McDonald's and State Farm, and I hope you're getting residuals for some of those things.
No, you don't get residuals unless you're on that commercial, unless you're saying hello, goodbye, or singing. But that State Farm insurance, that like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. That was over 40 years ago, and I got $500 for that one.
Wait a minute. You had a bad agent.
They've been playing that for over 40 years. It's my greatest hit. It is my greatest hit.
Well, you've got, greatest hits like your new album that just came out in February, the Night Songs 2.
Yeah.
And man, it's just killer. I mean, it's just so intimate. Basically, it's just you and the piano.
Yeah, again, that was another surprise. Like, my career was a big surprise. Well, so is the success of this album, because I just did it for myself. I had some time, and now and again I'd go to the keyboard and I would hit the record button and I would sing one of these songs and accompany myself, and then I just put it aside. And on the first one, I amassed about 11, 12 songs, and I made CDs and I gave it to my friends, and they loved it. They said we play it all the time. So we decided to release it, and the first one did pretty well and got a Grammy nomination, and same thing happened with this second one. Again, it was just a labor of love. I just loved doing this, and it's so great to know that the public is hearing these great songs that were written by the masters of songwriting.
Oh, yeah, Jerome Kern, Johnny Mercer, Rodgers and Hart, the Gershwins. I mean, good grief.
Yes.
Yeah, the best.
The best. And what I'm learning these days is that the younger generation is discovering melody. They've grown up with lots of records with rhythm and rap and hip hop, and it's all about rhythm. And here comes this album with melodies and they're loving it. They have never really had an album that is all about melody and great story, lyrics that tell a story.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the best lyricists out there. And it's so intimate. I mean, it's just you basically in the piano and playing it, My Funny Valentine. I'm old-fashioned. I loved I'm old-fashioned. That it's like you invited them into your living room and you're just having a little intimate concert.
And, in this day, where we're all terrified about what's going on in the world, you put this one out, and maybe, just maybe, your heart will calm down, and you'll have a glass of wine, and you'll just feel a little more relaxed for 11 songs worth.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. And already, I mean, good grief, number 2 on the Billboard Independent chart, number 3 on the Pop Album chart, number 4 top album sales. Couldn't do very well, huh?
It's a big surprise, and I couldn't be happier.
6 decades, the Energizer Bunny of entertainment. How do you maintain all that? How do you keep yourself going?
I don't know. I'm old as the hills, and but I don't feel it. I still feel like I'm 35. I don't have a pot belly. I still got my hair, and I get up on stage and we do this very, very energetic show. I think, people think they're coming to see a guy sitting at the piano and playing ballads.
Yeah.
But that's never what I've done. It's never what I did. And, I run around, and nothing seems to have changed. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop any second now, but so far...
I don't think the shoe's going to drop anytime soon, and hopefully not, because there's so much going. When you began, I mean, you said you wanted to just be the composer and the writer.
And an arranger, yeah.
Or arranger, yeah. Then who was it? I know Bette Midler discovered you, saw you performing. Was it Clive Davis that?
Yeah, well, no, Bette. I was her arranger and her conductor, and then I produced her first 2 albums. And that, I was in the background, very happily in the background, giving Bette, some great ideas, songs. And that's, and then she gave me the opportunity to sing 3 of my original songs in between Act 1 and Act 2. That was a wonderful thing for her to do, and I was terrified. But again, the audiences were okay with me. They didn't throw, I thought they were going to throw oranges at me, but they were okay with me.
No cabbages.
But when I made this album, Clive Davis came into the record label that I was on and changed the name from Bell Records to Arista Records, and listened to the first album that I had made and said, okay, I'll keep him on the record label. And he kept Melissa Manchester, the Bay City Rollers, and me on Arista. And then he discovered this song called Brandy, which was a rock and roll song that was a minor hit in England, and said that, try this one. And I rearranged the song to make it into a ballad. I found the love song hiding in this rock and roll song, and that was Mandy, and that was the first one.
First one, and you changed it during the recording session, didn't you? Because of Brandy, You're a Fine Girl by Looking Glass, and then... Right,
because we needed to change the title because that Brandy, You're a Fine Girl had just been a hit. So we changed it to Mandy, and I changed the arrangement around, and the public, the public connected with it. And my career began, and my life exploded in a million pieces.
I'll bet it did. I'm talking to Barry Manilow, and we're talking about just an incredible 6-decade career, in his 6th decade now. But I'm fascinated when you're recording songs, and are you thinking, okay, this is it. This is going to be the big hit. Did Mandy hit it so you thought, man, this can't miss, or crossing your fingers?
Oh, no, I'm very bad at that. I'm very bad at predicting pop records because, I never liked the pop world. I never liked the pop music. I was into jazz, into Broadway musicals, into classical music. That's where my and these Great American Songbook songs. So I'm not really good at predicting a hit song. I leave that to the experts that know how to do that.
So you're just entertaining people and still getting a thrill out of being in front of people. I know you were originally, going to be going back to Vegas for a residency. What's up with the coronavirus? What do you hear about that?
Well, nobody knows nothing. That's the answer. Nobody knows nothing. We don't know what's about to happen. I know that they're kind of shutting down, all the Broadway shows, and now they're shutting down all the Vegas shows.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're all waiting to find out when everything comes back. Eventually it'll come back, but nobody knows nothing.
Yeah, so we'll just wait and hope for the best. But for you, I mean, you've never been happy sitting still. You're always fiddling, right?
Right. But, all of my musician friends and all of everybody, suddenly we all have time. And so, I've talked to my conductor. Well, I'm cleaning up my desk. I'm getting I'm getting things done that I never planned on doing. I guess that's what we're all going to do.
For a while anyway. And yet, do you plan for your next event and your next thing now that the night songs is out, as in the Night Songs 2? Do you plan for the next one?
Always. I've always got the next one. I've always got the next one in mind. I'm in the middle of doing another album, and this is all original songs. The Night Songs albums, they were all the great songs
Right.
from the 30s and 40s and 50s, and 20s, 30s and 40s. And now this one, I'm going the other way. I'm going to put out a totally original album, and I'm right in the middle of doing that.
Oh, that's very cool, very cool. Well, Night Songs 2, available everywhere, so you can get the CD. It's in vinyl too, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm told, yes.
Yeah, that's cool. And then available on at Manilow.com, iTunes, Amazon.com, and you can
everywhere you can buy these things. And I think you can play it right now on Spotify. The whole thing is there. My whole catalog is on Spotify now.
Very cool. Barry Manilow. Barry, I mean, congratulations. Golly, what an incredible career and an American gem. So best wishes for your next new album.
Thank you, Andy. This was great. All right, bye-bye, everybody. Bye. Bye.